find yourself walking through this whole experience going, last time I do this, last time I do that?
You know, I haven't really been thinking of it like that, but I have been trying to enjoy it just because, I mean, I'm aware of that. But, you know, I'm not off into the sunset. This is going into battle, so you kind of have to keep that mindset, keep focused on a tough opponent. Somebody's coming to knock my head off, and, you know, I'll take time to soak everything in the aftermath.
Is your retirement in any way contingent upon you winning on Saturday?
No, not at all. I mean, I plan on winning 100%, and I'm always planning on winning. So, no, I just feel like it's time. I've had an amazing career, and I've talked about it before. Like the emotional up and down, and the kind of the excitement I've been chasing, doing this sport is still there a little bit, but not quite as it used to be. I feel very fortunate to have my health, my physical, and my mental health, and I've had a great opportunity the whole road, and it's just a perfect time. Sacramento and hometown, new arena.
When did that shift for you? When did that process? When did the love shift for you?
I mean, I still have love for the sport. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like I compete well. You know, it's just not like, I feel like Fedor looks. That's, you know, that's basically it. Not that I don't enjoy the whole build up. And on top of that, you know, it's a tough road to be a professional fighter. I've been a combat athlete for 20 some odd years, and I have a lot of different interests as well. And you're forced to focus on that fight. And I mean, this is my 4th fight this year. And so, you know, that's 2 months at least every single time where I'm focused just on a fight. And I have other things I want to do. And if I don't say I'm going to say when, I'll just continue to go and go and go. I know myself. I mean, I enjoy doing this, and it's easy for me. It's great margins as a businessman. There's no better margins in the fight game.
What are your emotions? You know, you got Van Zandt, Team Alpha Male, you got Josh on the card. You're on the card. And that's kind of the future of Team Alpha Male. What are your emotions with these other fighters coming in?
I mean, it's really exciting. I mean, we have our gym, which has been the same place for the last 10 years, and we're actually moving to a new location right across from Sac State, 20,000 square foot, top-notch facility, and you know, the team is just getting going. It's been established for over a decade now, but it's just really starting to get the next phase of fighters that we've been bringing up since they're young kids, 9 and 10 years old, that are now 21, 22, 23, and are professionals. And I mean, it's a really exciting time for the team, and especially here, passing the torch to Paige, somebody that's deserves all this attention she's getting because she works so hard. She's such a special person. And you know, you have Josh Emmett and you have Alex Sandoval. Those are homegrown Sacramento guys that have come up through our program and have put in a lot of hard work to be here. So I'm excited about that phase of things, a lot of different things that I'm going to be able to focus on. And it's tough. It's tough getting in there and fighting every day. You're in a danger zone when you're sparring with guys like Cody Garbrandt and Chad Mendez and all these up-and-comers. You know, it's not an easy way. It's not an easy way to make a living. And, you know, I've enjoyed it, but I think it's time to say, all right, let's move on to some different things, some other passions that I can focus my time on.
How did you and Paige have a business relationship? Who called who invited who out, and you know, to meet and to see if she would be part of the team?
We actually have a Train with Tam program, so we have guys that come from all over the globe, all over the U.S., that just are able to come and test out the gym and get an experience with the gym. And she came from Reno. She was training in Vegas a little bit, and just stepped in the gym. And I remember sitting down with her and asking her, I was trying to get to the bottom of what she was really going after with this. Like, do you want to get into acting? Or, you know, what I was trying to gauge. And she's just like, I want to be a world champion. And so right there, then she got a heated fist fight with a kid that we had on the team. It was a little Brazilian kid. He's just about, you know, right about to be, I think 13 or 14, and he was a stud kickboxer. And those two went at it like a war. Like, he pissed her off and she pissed him off, and next thing I know, I look over and she's dropping knees on his head, and we had to like break it up. And I was like, all right, this girl's here to play.
So that was like totally, there was no gloves? That was a street fight in the gym?
No, that was in our practice, but I mean, things can elevate. Yeah, there were little gloves, but I mean, it got real, and so I was like, okay, this girl's, she's got that fighting spirit, yeah.
You touched on it, but the significance of Sacramento and this facility in particular. A few years ago, you remember, this was a dream. So to have the first UFC card here.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, a lot of people don't know the history of what we went through as a community. We really had to band together and fight tooth and nail alongside our mayor, Kevin Johnson at the time, to get this facility here, to save the Kings from going off to another state, which it sounded like it was going to happen. So we had to really band together, and this means a lot to our community. It's brought jobs, it's brought a new energy. Sacramento's revived. It's the capital of California, and we've got a lot of stuff to cheer for. And being here in the first arena, the first fight in the arena as my last fight is really cool, and I'm going to definitely cherish it.
What happens if you knock them out 30 seconds, fight of the night, knockout of the night, you're back to Urijah Faber is awesome and just crushing people?
No, I don't think so. I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't been off on my fights. I mean, my last 2 fights are losses, but it was a very close fight against a guy that was 19, a 19-fight win streak, and I just wasn't able to find any openings. There wasn't much that happened in that fight. It was only a 3-round fight. We both could have gone another 3 to 4 rounds, I assume. Tough kid. Before that, I lost to Dominic Cruz. He caught me with a punch in the second, but was there the full 5 rounds, pushing the pace. I know in my heart that I can compete at multiple weights. I just feel like, I've had a lot of opportunities. It's going to be a long road to get back to where I want to be in title contention, etc. And I have a lot of things I want to focus on. One of those being bringing in the next generation and building our team and building Sacramento as a base for mixed martial arts.
I always know that a big question for you is, you going braids or not?
I am. I've got to keep this hair out of my face. I don't know what Paige is doing. I haven't talked to her, but I've got, Miss Raw Raw. She's the one that did the braids the first time for me out of Stockton. She's cruising through.
Did she do Paige's braids or somebody else do that?
I think someone else is doing hers.
Who's better in braids, you or Paige?
Paige looks better than anything.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Braids are your thing, though.
Yeah, I can rock them pretty well. I can rock them.
Right, what are you going to miss most about competing?
I'm not sure yet because I'm still doing it, but I would think, there's only a certain amount of times in my life that I'm going to get to experience every single person directing their energy and focus on you, screaming at you, and so I'll probably miss that. And that's not something that you think of as a guy that's fighting in Indian casinos when the sport's illegal and, wearing shoes and, 500 people in the octagon, in the room. You don't think of these massive arenas and all these cameras in your face. You just think like, I want to go out there and fight. That's something I've been blessed with and I've enjoyed, and I'll probably miss that.
When it comes to legacy talk, do you feel like you're the guy that puts some of the lighter weight classes on the map as far as helping them get into the UFC?
I mean, it's been a joint effort, of course. There's been a lot of guys, but I was one of the first guys to really gain some notoriety. There's guys like BJ Penn, and there's guys like Jens Pulver and Kid Yamamoto in Japan was a big star for mixed martial arts, over on that side of the planet especially. But the biggest thing I think is the leadership that we've had with the UFC. They've really taken their time and started to play in each element of this fight game. And so I've done my part with a great team behind me.
Outside of the weight cutting, what will you never miss about all of this?
Well, there's something that's part of my world where you have to push through adversity and do things when you don't want to do them. And I'm sure I'll have some of that in whatever phase I'm doing next, whether I want to go do some competition grappling or running or whatever I'm going to do, and in the business world and the personal life and whatever. But forcing yourself to get into a physical confrontation, a fist fight with another guy, when you're not really feeling up to it, I won't miss that much. But I'm still going to get in there when I feel like it.
How do you hope you're remembered?
For me, the way I want to be remembered is just basically somebody that fought with a lot of heart and passion. I know that I was a world champion and a top contender my entire career, so I'm proud of being at the highest level for over a decade. But I think I'll be remembered for somebody that was an ambassador for the sport, somebody that helped build something bigger than myself, and also for the team. It's the team that I've been able to build and and is having so much success.
How much easier does it make it to walk away knowing that you have built that team and you will still, be able to carry on kind of your name and your legacy in the sport? It's not like, you're leaving and everybody forgets about you.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really matter to me. I didn't get into this sport to be rich and famous by any means, but it's cool to be able to affect people's lives. I know that a guy like Cody Garbrandt, he comes from a place where he's serving as a motivator for people around him, his friends, his family, being an example of wherever you come from, you can come up on this world and do good. So I like giving back in that sense. And then, knowing that I'm a part of this community, Sacramento and California, and then the MMA community in general is a good feeling.
Uriah, do you think you get the credit you should for your WEC belt? Because sometimes it seems like people think that because it didn't say UFC on the belt, that it wasn't a world title.
Well, the truth is, it depends how educated you are about the sport. At the time, it was owned by UFC, by Zuffa. It was the only weight class that they were promoting, the only organization they were doing at the time. So the guys that know. For me, I mean, we had Jose Aldo and Jens Pulver and Mighty Mouse and Dominic Cruz and everyone under the sun, Pettis. These guys were all champions at the WEC, and there's no doubt that I was a world champion when that was the world championship belt.